up, everybody? Welcome to Kidcast, the podcast for kids by kids, brought to you by the Boys and Girls Club of Missouri County and Comcast. In this podcast, where kids like us get to ask the big questions to awesome people doing amazing things. My name is Eric Lee.
And my name's Nikki. Happy National Women's History Month. Today, our guest is one of 130 women honored by Women Make Awards, who honors women who have demonstrated excellence and leadership in their careers. Oh, yeah, and she's the president of the board of directors for the Boys and Girls Club of Brazoria County.
Please help us welcome to the show, Miss Malinda.
Thank you, guys. I'm so excited to be here today.
All right. Would it be all right if we ask you some questions?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So our first question is, can you tell us exactly who is Malinda?
Oh, that's a good question. Malinda Tange, just first off, I was thinking about this yesterday. Malinda Tange is, first of all, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a mother, and actually one of the most important things in my life is I'm a grandmother to 3 grandkids. I have 1 grandson and 2 cute little granddaughters. The work part of my life, what I do is I work as a health, safety, environmental engineering manager for a chemical plant.
Okay.
So that's what I do during the day. And then after that, and we make chemicals, so a lot of people don't know that chemicals are just part of every day of life. So our company makes things that go into detergent, we make stuff that goes in motor oil, things that are everywhere. So
Wow, that's
nice.
incredible.
yeah, it's
That's
kind of
very
cool.
amazing.
And my job being in health, safety, and environmental is I make sure that we don't hurt people, our workers in the plant. I also make sure that we don't pollute either. So we have a lot of regulations we have to follow. But then also I'm the leader of the Boys and Girls Club, Brazoria County, of the board of directors. So that's my side job. And as you guys noted recently, I was just awarded an award. It's actually a national award by the National Manufacturing Institute.
Wow.
Congratulations.
And I was
Congratulations.
selected for this award as a leader for women in the field.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's
Tell
very
us-
amazing.
Yes. Tell us about the award and the award and what it means to you.
And okay, so the award, it's called the Women's Make Award, and I brought a little information. So I was basically selected, and there's 100 women that are going to be honored, and we're called honorees. And then there are 30 young ladies under the age of 30, and they're called the emerging leaders. So there's 130 of us that have been selected out of over 1,000 people to go represent for this award. Interestingly, in manufacturing, in industries like chemicals, automobiles, other manufacturing plants, women only represent about 1/3 of the workforce.
Wow.
But so basically in this one, I've been in the chemical manufacturing industry for 30 years. And it's not easy. There was not a lot of girls in the field when I came in. It was about 1 girl to every 10 males in a plant. So it's really, for me, the award serves as a reminder that, my child, my grandchildren can do anything that they set their mind to. And so I'm very excited about it. I get to go to Washington, D.C. in just a little over 3 weeks. I'm going to spend a week there, and I'm going to go to a conference for leadership. And then I'm going to an awards gala during one of the evenings where we'll be presented with the award. So
Wow.
That's nice.
I'm excited.
Wow, that sounds very exciting.
As board president, what do you do? Do you get paid?
No, I don't get paid.
You don't?
I do not get paid. And actually, I can tell you, I was thinking about that as well, and I first thought, oh, I just signed a lot of documents. So basically, I'm the CEO, Amber Newman. I'm kind of, in effect, her boss. Although, she works for me, but she doesn't work directly for me. She's in charge of, so the board's job is to direct the organization and to be basically like kind of like a sounding board for them. So we advise on financial matters. We are there basically to look out for the well-being of the organization in Brazoria County. So, no, I don't get paid for it, but I do get to run the meetings, and it's all volunteer.
Oh, wow. Okay. And here's a question that I'm actually personally very curious about. What is the most rewarding part about being the president of the board for the Boys and Girls Club?
A couple of years ago on the board, we put together a board retreat. And so what that means is the board members, there's I think about 15 of us, we just come in for one day in the summer and we spend the day working on things like, how do we go about getting funding for the programs or other safety is a really big in the club. So we talk about safety and we talk about a lot of topics that day. But we always try to go do a club visit. And I think one of the most rewarding things, at least for me, has been is to see the involvement and knowing that I'm helping children, honestly, that I'm helping youths and teens, become like to their full potential. And we took the very first time we took a trip to this club, and we went. And I remember just watching the kids play in the gym, and they were having such a good time. Mm-hmm. And then we went into one of the classrooms, and some of the little girls in the classroom were asking us questions. There was me and 3 other board members, and they were asking us questions, and we were talking to them. And I looked down the way at all the board members, and I could see that they were just beaming with smiles, just like I was. It was just... Honestly, for me, it was precious, and it really is just rewarding. And I say I fell into the Boys and Girls Club. My company originally, how I got involved with the Boys and Girls Club, my company made a donation, and Amber, the CEO, called us up and asked us, if I was interested in serving. And so I thought, well, I think I'd like to do that. Something I hadn't done before, and ever since then, I've just fallen in love with it. So I love the programs, and I love Amber and her staff, and I really am excited to be part of this organization.
Wow, that's really nice.
That's really nice. Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what, guys? I think it is time for the segment we all like to call The Buzz, where we talk about topics that affect us kids. Is everybody okay with that?
Yes, I'm fine with that.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So we do some. We want to do like a little comparison, like then versus now. So in this mode, we do school. So first, how back when you was in school?
Back in the olden days.
Yes.
When you was in school.
Exactly.
How was
what was the food like? What was the food like back then? Because right now we think that the food is not that great, but we want to know what it was like back then for you.
Yes.
That's funny. The pizza tasted like cardboard. It really was, and that was the best thing they had on the menu, honestly.
No.
It was, but everybody loved the cardboard pizza, but it was pure cardboard. I really feel like with the advancement of society, the food's probably better today than it was back then.
Okay, now I'm grateful.
I just.
Oh. What were the teachers like?
Yeah, because it said back in the day, in schools, because every time a kid used to do something wrong, they used to grab a ruler and
that actually did not happen in my school.
It didn't.
No,
it happened to my father.
Oh,
it happened to my dad.
Yeah, and it did happen in my school. I had some really good teachers. I had some really amazing teachers growing up, and I had one really mean one. But yeah, I had it. I really enjoyed my school years, honestly.
Oh. Okay. That's good.
Well, what was the building like?
Yeah, because how many stories were there? Were there multiple?
Or was just one?
Okay, you guys are not going to believe this. I'm actually from Montana, and then I grew up in Denver for a little bit. So I went to grade school in Denver. And my school was called Homestead, and it was built, it wasn't 2-story, it was 1-story, but it was built with these wings. And every wing had a name. So you started out in Pony Express, and then you went to the Oregon Trail, and then you went to El Camino, and then you went to Chisholm Trail, and then you went to Genesee, and then in 6th grade, you were in Santa Fe. And then after 6th grade, you went on to junior high. So it was kind of like, I don't know, it was kind of spread out.
Oh, that's very different.
Very different.
I will tell you this, though. I mean, now I'm going to age myself. When I was in Chisholm Trail, which was in the 4th grade, they brought a TV into the room, and we watched the Challenger shuttle go up, and we saw the explosion live when it happened the very first time. So, you know, you don't see that much in school now. So.
Here's a very serious question.
Oh, yes.
Because, you know, us kids do not like homework. How was homework back then? How was homework like for you back then?
Oh, it was a lot. And actually, my daughter went through the Pearland school district. So I was telling him on the way in that it's been a long time since I've been in this building. But I think we actually had more than what you guys have now.
Oh,
On average, we had 3 to 4 hours a day.
I am not surprised.
Well,
Last question.
Go for it.
Last question. What were the styles back then? Like, what were the clothes styles like back when you were in school?
Oh, okay.
Like,
You're going to laugh.
Okay.
First of all, knickers were really popular.
I'm sorry, what now?
Knickers were
What are
really
knickers?
popular.
What are those?
They're like a version of capri pants, but they had like bands and they had like little buttons kind of around the bottom.
I know what those are. I know what those are.
And I don't know if you like Izod shirts came out then. That's about the Izod, the little Lacoste shirts. That was when I was in grade school. They first started getting popular, and actually polo shirts. The polo shirts.
Oh, yes,
came out.
polo shirts. I wore this every day.
Yeah. So.
Oh, did y'all have scrunchies?
No, they didn't. Scrunchies weren't a thing. Like,
They
they had these little hair ties that had little beads on them, and they had these little holes, and your mom would grab your head and like
My mom used to do that
and like
for me.
wriggle it around.
Yeah.
It was horrible and painful.
It was very painful.
Well, yeah. Well, sorry you had to go through all that in school. So yeah.
Sounds like you got it better than I had.
Yeah. Well, what we like to do with every guest, Miss Malinda, we always like to play a game, right?
Awesome.
So this game is called Are You Smarter Than a 7th Grader? How this game goes, I have to ask you and you questions, some questions. You know what I'm saying? We go from 1st grade all the way to 7th grade.
Perfect.
And
You
I'm
guys
a
are ready?
7th grader. Yes, I'm ready whenever she is.
I'm ready.
Okay. Miss Melinda, you go first. This is a 1st grade question. What is a noun?
What is a noun?
Yes, what is a noun?
Man. Okay, a noun is basically like a subject. Oh, go for it.
Okay. A noun is a person, place, or thing. Or nowadays, it's a person, place, or thing. Yes. And
Or idea.
idea. Next question. What is the capital of the United States?
Washington, D.C.
Ding, 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 ding. Congratulations, you got it right. Miss Melinda, this is a 2nd grade question.
I'm a little nervous after the 1st grade question.
This is a 2nd grade question. What is the name of the first president of the United States of America?
The first president was George Washington.
You got it right. It is George Washington. Nikki, your turn. What is the word for a person who writes stories? You should know this.
I'm pretty sure it's an author.
Yes, it is. Miss Melinda, this is a 3rd grade question. What is the force that pulls objects towards the earth?
Can you repeat that again?
What is the force that pulls objects towards the earth?
Gravity.
That's right. It's gravity. Okay, Nikki, your turn. What is the name of the longest river in the United States? Take your time.
I don't know. I don't know my rivers.
It's the Mississippi.
Okay.
I was going to say the
Mississippi.
Mississippi.
It's the Mississippi
I
I
River.
thought
was
it
gonna
was Mississippi or Missouri, but it was Mississippi.
No, I
Yes,
knew it was.
Mississippi.
Oh my god, I was literally going to say the Mississippi River, but then I was like,
It
I don't
was
know.
the Mississippi River.
dang it. I could have done that.
I'm disturbed. Were we really talking about nouns in the first grade?
Yes.
Yeah, we started talking about nouns
Oh,
either the first grade or
goodness.
kindergarten. Yeah.
All
Okay,
right, go ahead.
Miss Melinda, this
Okay.
is a fourth grade question. What are the 3 states of matter?
The liquid, solid, and gas.
Ding, 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 ding. That's right. You got it right. The answer is solid, liquid, and gas. Okay. Nikki, who wrote the Declaration of Independence? Now you should know this.
I'm pretty sure it was Thomas Jefferson.
It's Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah.
Miss Melinda, this is a fifth grade question. Who was the 16th president of the United States of America? The country we live in today.
I want to say it was Abraham Lincoln.
That's right, Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
I would not have guessed that.
Nikki, you should probably know this question. What gas do we breathe in that is necessary for life?
Oxygen.
That's right. It's oxygen. Okay. All right, Miss
Ooh,
Melinda.
It's 4 and 4.
Yep. All right, Miss Melinda. This is a sixth grade question. What is the capital of France?
The capital of France?
Yes.
I want to say it's Paris.
It is Paris.
Okay.
Congratulations. Okay, Nikki, your turn. Which country was the first 2-man on the moon?
The United States.
Yes, it is. It's the United States. Okay.
Okay.
All right, we're on the last round. We're on the 7th grade
Oh,
Oh
round.
my god, I'm scared.
All right. Miss Melinda, what ancient civilization built the pyramids?
I want to say it's the Mesopotamians, but I don't think that's right.
Nope, it's not. It's the Egyptians.
I knew it.
Egyptians.
I would have gotten that right.
Yes. Okay.
I'm about to be beat.
I don't know.
All right, Nikki, it's your turn.
Okay.
You should know this.
Oh no.
What is the difference between there, and there?
Okay, so there is like pretty much like over there.
Uh-huh.
There is like it belongs to. There, and there.
There's another there too, yes.
There's another there.
Yes.
Oh, like they are.
Yes, you got the they are right. So
I feel like that was an easier question
So
than
the
the Egyptians.
so the first there, it refers to a place.
Yeah.
The second there shows possession. Shows possession.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like belongs to.
Yes, it belongs to. It shows possession. All right. So technically, Nikki got it right. So technically, Nikki won this.
Technically,
Won this game. Nikki
Not
won
sorry.
this game.
smarter
It was a
than
good
the
game.
7th
It's-
grader.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's just yeah. We all yeah. All right.
We have just a few more questions for you, and then we will be wrapping it up.
Yes.
So, one of the few last of our questions is, what do you like to do for fun when you're not winning awards and being the president of the board?
Okay. I really like to do construction inside my house.
Like-
Okay.
Yeah, build things. My dad, my grandfather was a master carpenter, and my dad did carpentry, and I've been slowly just rebuilding things in my house.
That's pretty
Um,
cool.
I'm getting ready to start a big construction project. I'm actually turning my whole dining room into a pantry.
Okay.
So
That's nice.
Wow, that's
I like to
That's
build
impressive.
stuff. I just finished redoing my laundry room and remodeled my bathroom.
Okay. All right. This is probably a childhood question. Who was your hero growing up?
Oh, for me, that's super easy. Honestly, my dad. My dad.
That's nice.
My dad, honestly, he taught me basically that, from the very beginning that I could just really do unconventional things. And he also taught me to just be fair to everybody I meet. There's
Yes.
nobody that I meet is any different than anybody else I meet. And he really just was the one that gave me, a lot of good advice. Sometimes I didn't really want to hear it. I was, 7th, 8th grade. I didn't really want to hear it. But I look back now and he was right. And my mother too. But I think my dad was probably my hero growing up.
All right, the final question, and then we'll wrap things up. If you could go back in time and give your 12-year-old self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Okay, I have to say that this question was a thinker, and I actually had to crowdsource it yesterday at work. I had to ask everybody I ran into what they would tell their 12-year-old selves. It's a lot to think about. But I honestly think that I would go back and tell my 12-year-old self that only I define myself, that it doesn't make a difference what people think of me, at 12, at 18, later on in life. It makes a difference on what I think about myself. And I can set my own path. I can define and do. I did a lot of things and have done a lot of things in my life that are not what society expected me to do. And just to be I ended up having my daughter right after I got out of high school. And I went to college and got a degree as a single parent. So, for me, it was just doing things that I just set my own path and I defined my own path. And so I think that's what I would tell my 12-year-old self is, don't worry about that so much or, put a lot of stock into things. It makes a difference of what I think and not what other people think.
Yes,
That's very nice.
that's nice advice.
Also, I would tell my 12-year-old self to buy some Apple stock too.
Yes, that's nice.
Because they didn't have Apple phones back in the
They sure
day,
didn't.
in the
They sure
olden
didn't.
days.
That's really cool.
Well, it was. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us today, Miss Malinda.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yes, we had a great conversation during Hour of the Bus, Miss Malinda.
And a very fun time during Are You Smarter Than a 7th Grader? Is there anything else you would like to say to our listeners?
I just want to say thank you, and ask the listeners if they feel like donating to the Boys and Girls Club of Brazoria County. Where we have
really
a
help
web
with that,
page
yes.
for that, and it really helps us expand, the programs and the things that you guys can do. So
Yes.
I'm very excited about this KidCast grant from Comcast.
Yes. And thank you, listeners, for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to KidCast, brought to you by the Boys and Girls Club of Brazoria County and Comcast. Let us know in the comment section what should we interview next. Bye for now.